We live in a strange time, gentlemen, a time when the very traits that once defined masculinity, strength, stoicism, ambition, are increasingly viewed with suspicion. The world seems confused about what it means to be a man in the 21st century, leaving many adrift in a sea of ambiguity. But the hunger for meaning, for purpose, for genuine strength, this remains. It echoes in the heart of every man, urging him to rise above the mediocrity of our time. In this video, we're going to embark on a journey to reclaim those lost virtues, those essential qualities that make a man truly compelling. Stick around because the last two habits are possessed by most men these days. You may find them in yourself too. By identifying and addressing these 7 habits, you can break free from the shackles of modern malaise and step into the fullness of your being. Are you ready to begin? Confidence, gentlemen, is not some magical quality bestowed upon a select few. It's not about arrogance or bravado. True confidence is born from competence, from the hard-won knowledge that you can face challenges head-on and emerge victorious. It's about knowing your own value, even in the face of doubt and uncertainty. But in a world obsessed with instant gratification and the illusion of safety, many men have fallen into the trap of comfort, shying away from the very experiences that would forge their confidence. This lack of confidence seeps into every aspect of a man's life like a slow poison. It manifests in hesitant speech, in an inability to hold eye contact, in a constant need for external validation. And let me tell you, nothing is less attractive to a potential partner than a man who doubts his own worth. Confidence is not about never feeling fear or insecurity. We all experience those emotions. It's about acting in spite of them. It's about setting goals, pursuing them relentlessly, and learning from your failures. So, how do you cultivate this elusive quality? It starts with small victories. Set small, achievable goals for yourself and celebrate each one you achieve. Step outside your comfort zone, even if it's just a little bit each day. Start building your confidence today, one small victory at a time. The need for validation from others is a siren song, gentlemen. It promises comfort and acceptance, but its embrace is a suffocating one. When you constantly seek approval from others, you surrender your autonomy, your very sense of self. You become a chameleon, changing your colors to please whoever happens to be nearby. This constant need for external validation stems from a lack of internal security. It's a sign that you haven't fully embraced your own worth, that you're looking for others to fill a void that only you can fill. When your sense of self-worth is contingent on the opinions of others, you become a slave to their whims. You're terrified of disapproval, so you avoid conflict. You suppress your true thoughts and feelings, and you slowly but surely erode your own integrity. To break free from this cycle, you must learn to validate yourself. This means setting your own standards, pursuing your own goals, and finding satisfaction in your own accomplishments. Remember, the right people will appreciate you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. And for those who don't, well, their opinions are ultimately irrelevant to your journey. In an age of echo chambers and online mobs, it can be tempting to stay silent, to avoid the potential backlash that comes with expressing an unpopular opinion. But gentlemen, a life lived in the shadows of silence is a life half-lived. Having opinions, expressing your thoughts and beliefs with clarity and conviction is not about being argumentative or confrontational. It's about engaging with the world around you, about contributing to the marketplace of ideas. It's about being an active participant in your own life, rather than a passive observer. When you shy away from expressing your opinions, you not only diminish yourself, but you also deprive the world of your unique perspective. We all have something valuable to offer, some insight, some experience that can enrich the lives of others. But that value remains untapped if we allow fear to silence us. Now, this doesn't mean you should go around spouting off about every thought that pops into your head. It's about choosing your battles wisely, about speaking up when it matters most. The world needs your voice, gentlemen. Don't be afraid to use it. You are, without a doubt, a product of your environment. The company you keep, the people you surround yourself with, have a profound impact on your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately, your destiny. Surrounding yourself with negative, cynical people is like wading into a toxic swamp. No matter how strong you think you are, the negativity will seep in, slowly poisoning your mind and spirit. You'll find yourself doubting your abilities, questioning your goals, and succumbing to a general sense of apathy and despair. You have the power to choose your company, gentlemen. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who challenge you to be better, who support your ambitions and celebrate your successes. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely. In a world of instant gratification, the virtue of discipline has lost its luster. We are bombarded with temptations, with easy distractions that promise immediate pleasure but ultimately lead to long-term pain. But gentlemen, discipline is not about deprivation, it's about freedom. It's about having the willpower to resist those fleeting desires in pursuit of something far greater. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the key to unlocking your full potential in all areas of your life. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't expect to simply wish for a house to appear. You'd need a blueprint, a plan, and the discipline to follow through with each step of the construction process. The same principle applies to building a successful and fulfilling life. Discipline is the foundation upon which you build your habits, your routines, and ultimately, your character. It's about making those difficult choices day in and day out that move you closer to your goals. Start small, set realistic goals, create a plan to achieve them, and stick to it with unwavering determination. Cultivate discipline, gentlemen. It is the crucible in which greatness is forged. If you are finding my advices valuable, a like and subscribe will be appreciated. Ready for the last 2? Responsibility. It's a word that often evokes feelings of burden, of obligation, of limitations imposed upon us. But gentlemen, true responsibility is not a weight to be carried, but a mantle to be assumed. It is the mark of a man who has stepped into his own power, who is no longer content to be a passive passenger in his own life. When you avoid responsibility, you relinquish control. You become a victim of circumstance, tossed and turned by the whims of fate. You blame others for your shortcomings, you make excuses for your failures, and you remain trapped in a cycle of stagnation and mediocrity. But when you embrace responsibility, everything changes. You take ownership of your life, your choices and your actions. You acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and use them as fuel for growth. It's about recognizing where you have the power to influence outcomes, where you can make a difference. Remember, gentlemen, responsibility is not a burden. It is a privilege. Embrace it. Now, let me be clear, gentlemen. Being kind, compassionate, and respectful are essential qualities for any man. But there's a fine line between genuine kindness and the insidious trap of the Mr. Nice Guy syndrome. This syndrome is characterized by a desperate need for approval, a fear of conflict, and a tendency to prioritize the needs of others above your own, even when it compromises your own well-being. The nice guy seeks validation through constant acts of service, often sacrificing his own needs and desires in the process. He avoids expressing his true thoughts and feelings for fear of rocking the boat or upsetting those around him. And while he may believe he's being selfless and virtuous, this behavior often stems from a place of insecurity and a lack of self-worth. The irony, gentlemen, is that this constant need for approval often has the opposite effect. It repels rather than attracts. Women are drawn to strength, to confidence, to authenticity. This doesn't mean you need to become some kind of alpha male caricature. It's about finding a balance, about being assertive without being aggressive, about being respectful without being a doormat. Don't be afraid to let go of the nice guy persona and embrace the fullness of who you are. Gentlemen, the path to becoming a truly compelling man is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, discipline, and a relentless commitment to self-improvement. Do you think modern societal pressures and lifestyle changes are contributing to making men weaker? Why or why not? Share your thoughts and experiences below. By shedding these 7 deadly habits, you are not merely changing your appearance, you are transforming your very essence. You're embracing the fullness of your potential as a man, stepping into a life of purpose, meaning, and genuine connection. So go forth, gentlemen, and become the men you were born to be.